just like a broken record, same old songs of accusation play. Like who are you to speak the truth? Just look at all your failures and mistakes. And if they really knew you, there's no way they could love you anyway. Oh, but I will fight the lies with
Hello, and welcome to the Send Help Podcast, a podcast and a lifeline for moms who are stuck in the trenches of mommyhood, bringing them encouragement through Jesus, laughter, and sisterhood. Hello. Oh my goodness, it has been so long.
Oh my goodness.
We are back in the saddle again.
Back in
the saddle again.
It's the only part of that song that I know. I think it's because it was on a commercial at one point.
Back where a friend is a friend, I think. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Back in the saddle again.
Maybe we learned it like in elementary school when we were doing... We had like a phase that we did... what's his name? The Tall Tales. I don't know.
Paul Bunyan?
Nah, maybe. I don't know. But like we dressed like cowboys and we did like this play that we read for our parents. I don't know why I remember that.
I do not know what you speak of.
My mom's going to text me. It was this cowboy. My mom doesn't talk like that. I don't know.
The Lone Ranger?
No, like a... I was about to say no, like a real person, but I don't know if it was or not because I can't remember.
Oh, gosh.
It was Tall Tales. I don't know. Who has the blue cow? The blue...
Wasn't that Paul Bunyan?
Maybe.
Yeah. The blue ox.
Yeah, the blue ox.
Yeah.
Man, I'm on it. You can just cut all that out. Because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
If you guys didn't catch our live, we are coming to you finally after like 6 weeks of a hiatus, which it was totally unplanned. Between Christy and I both swapping off family vacations and then trying to get our kids back into routine and get back into school starting. And, you know, our kids started school at different times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there wasn't a good time for us to get together to record because with our baseball and softball schedules and Honk Ball.
Oh my goodness.
We swapped off being sick too, our households being sick. So we're finally healthy. I mean, the only thing that's holding on is that
the Lord.
Christy can't smell anything.
Oh.
Which is sad because it's candle sniffing season.
Yeah. And, you know, and it affects the way that you taste things also.
Yes.
So things are off.
Yes.
Which, when I was sick, I was like, I haven't lost my taste. Things taste just fine. Y'all, I had my husband go get curry for me, and that's what I ate. And then I ate the leftovers of it for the next 3 days. So for almost 1 week solid, I ate curry. How are you supposed to know that you're not tasting things when you're eating curry and your mouth is on fire and you can't taste anyway?
So when did you realize that your taste was different?
I went and got a malt from the malt shop.
Oh, yeah.
And it just tasted like sugar.
You're like, I know that this is sweet.
Yeah, I know this is supposed to be strawberry, but it just tastes like vanilla ice cream.
Sad.
And I couldn't taste the malt either. I was like, did they just give me a vanilla milkshake? Yeah. Surely not. It's pink. It's fine. One day I'll experience a miracle of the Lord.
One day my taste will come. One day my smell will come. And I'll go to the Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And I'll smell all the pine cones and trees.
Trees are already out.
I know. But some of them smell like actual furs.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. I will get as much, like I will stock up on good smells, like fall smells, so that when it comes back, you will be
I can
hit.
catch up on
You'll be
all
hit
of
in the
the
face.
smells of the seasons.
Because it smells real good in here right now because we have a pumpkin spice latte candle going right now. And then when everything is back, we're going to get our Cinderella lattes. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Right now, it would be just a waste of money because it's not going to taste the right.
No, I got
right.
one and I burned my tongue on it, first of all.
Yeah.
And then, it just tasted sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't taste right.
So.
Anyway, we are back and we are excited. Oh, gosh.
What y'all don't know is that Amanda just edited out probably 20 minutes worth of a random conversation.
We didn't realize we were recording. We just got off on a tangent. We haven't been sitting across from each other like this in 6 weeks. So we have a lot to catch up on. Marco Polo, you only think of so much.
So many things, yeah.
Yeah. So what's up now? Did the Lord speak to you while you were sick?
We talked a lot about rest.
Yeah?
We talked a lot about guilt. Letting things go. Not having anxiety over a dirty house. Which is one of the reasons why I was deep cleaning the house.
Mm. Hey.
Oh, no, I did that before I got sick.
I deep cleaned yesterday. So
That
I
is
hear you.
why he led me to deep clean my house. Because the next day I was sick. And he knew, you're not going to want to leave your room when this is over. So you go ahead and deep clean and put everything away where it goes right now.
And then the next day you're like, oh, that's why I couldn't smell anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I mean, it wasn't at the time, but it is now.
Yeah. I wonder what else I didn't smell. I'm not going to think about that.
No, it's best
No.
that you don't,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's best that you don't. I don't know. We've had a roller coaster of a time in the last 6 weeks. We've had deaths, just random sickness. I mean, nothing. It wasn't COVID. It was just like upper respiratory infections and stuff that looks like COVID to everyone around you. Dumb. Sickness is dumb.
Oh, so we talked about like schedules being crazy for like softball and baseball and honk ball.
So describe to
Practices.
everyone what honk ball is, because
So
I didn't know what honk ball was because we did not venture into sports at a young age.
my niece did this years and years and years ago, and I thought it was just t-ball. And I was like, is this what they have turned t-ball into? And I was like appalled. This is what t-ball is now. I'm like, teach the kids how to play the game. There's a score. You get 3 swings at the tee. Like, what? I don't understand. But now I understand. She wasn't playing t-ball. She was playing honk ball. And I had no idea because there weren't 50 parents on the field. It was just the kids. So maybe it was an older version of honk ball. I'm not really sure. So honk ball in our organization, I don't want to say our league, because within every organization, there's
Yes.
like 50 different leagues.
Your association.
So our association.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm like, I don't know what that word is. There's so many different things. And
For instance, we play with the Weatherford Little League Association.
right.
You play with the Alito Little League?
It's AAI. So whatever
Alito.
those letters stand for.
Athletic.
I don't know. It's on all their shirts. I don't know why I've never read it. But so Honk Ball is the lowest level of ball that you can play, the youngest league that exists. So 3 and 4 year olds play Honk Ball.
Mm-hmm.
A parent has to be with each child. And at first I was like, that seems a little excessive, but now I totally get it. What does it stand
Alito
for?
Athletics Incorporated.
Yeah, okay. That seems so simple now. So there's like 10 kids on a team. There are a lot of teams because we got an email before it started. Hey, we have had an unprecedented amount of kids signed up for this particular league, for Honk Ball, for that league. We need more coaches.
That's funny because we got the same thing,
Right?
For
Yeah.
for Little League, and they were like, they called me and they're like, we need a head coach. I was like, I am not your
Right?
girl. You don't know who you're talking
Right?
to. I am not your girl.
When we got the email, Dusty was like, hey, do you want to coach Carson's team? Because that could be fun. I was like, no, we've had 2 seasons of softball with Avery. These parents are going to expect me to teach their child how to throw and like the basics of the sport. No, there's no way that I can teach 3 and 4 year olds the fundamentals of baseball.
Have you met Alito athletic parents? No.
Right. I'm like, I played 1 season of softball when I was in 1st grade. I don't know the rules of the game. No.
That's a
no.
That's a no
That's
from
a
me.
hard
Yeah.
no. I totally could have coached a team.
Yeah.
After having
Honk ball is very
experienced
different.
honk ball, it would not have taken any extra time off my calendar. It would have been easy peasy. Because so every player has a parent on the field, has to have a parent on the field with them.
That in itself is insane.
So no one is on a base except for first base because we missed the first 2 weeks. We had 1 practice and then we missed the next 2 weeks. So I have no idea what is going on. And we got there and Dusty was like, he doesn't listen to me. He's going to want you. He's going to want to go sit in the stands because you're in the stands. You have to be on the field with him. I was like, doing what? So, and I'm waiting for the coach to say who needs to be in which position or something. Direct us.
Oh my
in
goodness.
some way.
Mm-hmm.
No, nothing. When it was time for which, by the way, every other team, all right, we're going to be there 30 minutes early for warm up. We got to his game 30 minutes early. No one was there until like 2 minutes before the game started. That's when everyone started showing up. Okay. I'm waiting for the coach to say something. It's time for the game to start. And she's like, all right, we're on the field first. So just go ahead and take your child out to the field. Where are we supposed to go? Everyone just started walking out there. And I hear parents say, hey, do you want to go to first base, buddy? Where do you want to go? Do you want to be on the outfield or on the infield? Which outfield was the bases. Like that was as far out as anyone went. Most of the kids were hovering around the pitcher's mound, not even on a base anywhere. But there's 1 kid on first base because his dad was like, hey, let's get first base, dude. So second base was open. So I was like, hey, Carson, let's go to second base. No. First of all, the ball barely makes it to the green of the pitcher's mound. Like it barely makes it out of the dirt from where you bat.
Oh my
From
gosh.
home
That's
plate.
why they're all around.
Yeah.
Around.
Yeah. So, and he wanted to run after the ball. I'm like, okay, well, we got to watch the ball. You have to, no, you need to watch the batter. Are you baseball ready? Let's get baseball ready. And I'm getting baseball ready so that he'll like mimic me and get baseball ready. And then, he starts walking circles around me and my leg is a tunnel all of a sudden. And I'm like, dude, you got to watch the batter. If you want to go chase after the ball, you got to watch the batter. So really it's him playing in the dirt. And then the ball gets hit and I say, go get it, go get it, go get it. And he takes off running. And then it takes me 5 minutes to get him back. Every single batter.
Oh, goodness.
Every single kid on the team bats and runs all the bases. So the last batter runs a home run. And then you switch. It was complete chaos. And here's the extent of there's no rules. Like the kid can swing as many times as they need to actually hit the ball. Mm-hmm. Didn't matter how far the ball went. Like normally it has to cross a certain line or it doesn't count. It's a foul ball or whatever. I don't even know. In this particular game, it doesn't matter how far the ball goes. If they hit it off the tee, they run. Carson's a lefty. So he hits the ball and then he chases the ball. He hasn't quite figured out to turn around and run to first base.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
As a fellow lefty.
Yeah. So, and I'm standing a fair distance from home plate, right? Because he's swinging a bat. So he would hit the ball and then he would throw his bat and start chasing the ball. And then I would have to go chase him down and like grab him and turn him around and run to first base with him. And then every time the ball was hit, okay, you got to run now. And he would just look at me. I'm like, now we're running. Let's run. And I would have to start running. So he would like chase me to the next base. Oh my goodness. The extent of the no rules. Because, there's not even umpires. There's no umpires. It's just, yeah. We got there at 8:30. Well, I never looked to see, are we home? Are we away? Which side of the field is which? Mm-hmm. I parked my family at the first available set of bleachers. Mm-hmm. Well, the next people to arrive were from the other team. And they were kind of looking around a little bit like maybe we were sitting on the wrong side. So I said, hey, I don't know who's home and who's away. We got here early and I sat them down at the first seat that we came to. So I don't know if we need to move over or if, and they looked at me and they're like, whatever, we'll just go to the other side. Does it not even matter who's home and who's away? No, it doesn't, because every single child scores 2 runs, 2 innings. We played 2 innings and everyone kind of all of the adults kind of looked at each other like, we're done, right? Are we done now? Yes. All right, let's go. And then the field cleared.
That's amazing.
It was chaos because every single child on the field was doing the same thing that Carson was doing. And their parent is trying to get them under control.
For myself, I feel that I would be looking around, feeling solidarity with these parents. Yes, I'm not alone. I'd be like, I am not alone.
Yes.
Just been feeling that everywhere.
Yeah. I had a great conversation with the dad that was on second base because the other team had a parent at each base to call the kid. Mm-hmm. So instead of the parent running the bases with their child, they just had I don't want to say a coach. I don't know if they were coaches or if they were parents at each base, like calling the kid by name. Hey, come run to me. Come run to me. And I had a great conversation with the dad that was on second base. Like, hey, I've never done this before. What are we doing? So he explained the game to me while we're in the first inning.
This is how you make friends as a parent.
Right?
I've now figured it out.
Right?
Everyone, this is how you make friends as a
You
parent.
make friends as a parent by playing honk ball. So, and like when we were up at bat, I was like, "What's the lineup?" And I finally looked at one of the dads. I was like, "Someone's gonna have to tell me when to take him out there, or he's gonna miss his at bat because I don't know what's happening." And the dad looked around. He looked at all of them. They were just going in like number order.
Yeah.
But they started with a weird number. So I was really confused. Someone was like, oh, we go in number order. But we were on like number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he's number 2. So I was like, well, how are we going in number order if number 9 is at bat right now? So yeah, the dad looked around and he looked at everyone's numbers that were lined up waiting to bat. And he pointed. He's like, he's after this kid. Okay, good. Because our coach is at home plate, like putting the ball on there for all of them to hit. So I'm like, who's in charge? Who's going to tell me what to do? I was lost. And then he was telling me he was ready to go home like every 5 minutes. I'm like, no, dude, we're not going home. We still have one more game after this.
Yeah.
We're going to be here all day, but it was a mess. And we have like 5 more games.
That's not a very long season.
Well, we missed the first 2.
Yeah.
And fall ball, I don't know if it's shorter or there's not as many games. Spring ball, we had 2 games a week.
Fall ball, we have 2 games a week.
We only have 1 game a week for fall ball.
We only had 1 game a week for spring ball.
Oh. Yeah, spring ball is the super competitive one for us, and we had 2 games a week for the entire time.
I've been told
Fall ball is very relaxed.
I've been told fall ball is super relaxed. The only thing relaxed about fall ball so far has been that we don't all have to match necessarily completely with our uniforms.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's been very stressful.
Yeah. Fall ball is nowhere near in the experience that this is our second year with fall ball. And both experiences so far have been a lot more relaxed than spring ball was. I was thrown off completely when spring ball happened. And I was like, what is happening? This is not how it was in the fall. It was crazy. And that's the one that Annabelle decided she wanted to play was spring ball, the super competitive season.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I've decided I'm not a fan.
I love it so much, and I don't even know why.
I enjoyed last season. Don't get me wrong, but minors are a totally different animal than coach pitch.
Yeah. But every league is different. Like Josh's league is definitely way different than honk ball because it progresses, right? Like our first year with Avery, she was in T-ball. T-ball has rules. There's instructions. There's like parameters for playing the game. And then even the next year, like from fall to spring, I feel like or it was just something that I didn't know about until the spring. I don't know. No, maybe it was in the fall. I have no idea. Anyway, I don't read the rule books. I just watch the game and then ask a bunch of questions when something confuses me. But like you have to throw the ball to first base. They can pick up the ball and run with it and go anywhere, but it has to be thrown to first base. When the batter hits the ball and they start running to first base, it has to be thrown.
Yes.
Didn't know that. Why can't they just pick it up and run it over there? It needs to go to first base. Who cares how it gets there? There's structure to this game. They have umpires standing there and telling you what to do. Oh, no, you can't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Try it again. It's crazy. And then every year, or not every year, but every couple of years anyway, you move up to the next thing. Like you move up from T-ball to coach pitch. And then a face mask is required to play the field for good reason. And then you move up from coach pitch to kid pitch. Like you progress and the rules change. I don't know how, because I don't know what the rules are. I don't read the Ask Dusty. He's all about it. But there's parameters to that. Like not only do you have a book that tells you how that game is supposed to be played, but you have someone there making sure that you're actually doing that. And you have a coach that is teaching you how to do that. It's a whole other thing. It makes a whole lot more sense than honk ball. And I know there are parents out there that have experienced honk ball, and y'all know what I'm talking about. But it made me, I don't know. Weird things make me think about other things. I feel like I say that a lot.
No, I mean,
when I try to go from my story into talking about God, I feel like I always try to explain, oh, my brain works weird.
I think that's how most of our brains work.
Yeah, probably.
It's an analogy.
It is.
Metaphor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love them.
Analogy.
Yeah. So it made me think about the way that we as Christians choose to live our lives.
Yes.
We can believe in God.
Mm-hmm.
We can even meet Jesus.
Yes.
But we can still be playing honk ball.
Yeah.
Right?
This is true.
We can still be, I'm a Christian. I am. I have no idea what's going on. What am I supposed to do? There's a book out there somewhere for this, but I firmly am a Christian. Like that is the box that is checked when you're filling out the questionnaire, but that's as far as it goes. You associate as a Christian.
Right. But you haven't read any of the rules and you don't know the game.
Right. And not that I want to think about the Bible as the rule book.
No, but
because there's only one small, tiny little section out of the entire Bible
Yes.
that is Leviticus, that is the book of law. That's it. That's it.
Most definitely.
But
it is
it
a
is
manual.
a guidebook.
It's
It is a manual.
It's the living word.
It explains the game.
Yes, it explains who God is.
Yes.
It is your sword.
Yes.
It is the most important part.
Right.
It's like it is how God can speak to you.
Right.
Like, I mean, dude, if you want to know his voice, read his word.
Right.
Yes.
So let's not play honk ball.
No.
Let's move up to T-ball maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's as far as we need to move up.
Right.
Let's move up to T-ball.
Mm-hmm.
We have the book. We have the guide that explains it to us.
Yes.
We have the umpire.
Right.
We have the Holy Spirit
Ooh,
that's
girl.
saying, hey, let's not do it that way. Let's try holding the bat like this and see if that works better.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Are you going to first base? All right. Is that an out?
Holy
Is that a
Spirit
strike?
is your coach and your umpire.
Well, but I mean, like your
Yeah.
pastor could even be your coach.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if we're throwing analogies together on the fly, which we are, I mean, your pastor, your small group leader could be a form of a coach, like helping you decipher the Bible, helping you decipher the guidebook of, oh, hey, when you're running to first base, you have to tag the base. Maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you needed someone to actually in the flesh tell you that. I didn't know that you absolutely had to tag the base or it didn't count. But it's a thing. In softball, there are 2 first bases. I still have yet to watch one of Avery's game and see if there are 2 first bases. But we watched the Olympic softball and I was like, Dusty, what? Like they had a thing of facts about the game and someone was talking, someone's talking about them. I'm like, why are there 2 first bases? And it's so that the runner has a line and a path and the person on first base, the first baseman, has a bag and they don't collide. Baseball, they try to collide. I think that they specifically on purpose try to collide. Softball, you have 2 first base lines and 2 first base bags. But there's a book that tells you those things.
Yeah.
Which path am I supposed to be on? Am I supposed to be on this path? Oh no, that's her path. Or am I supposed to be on this path? I could go through so many analogies, but I won't. But it's important for us, I think, to figure those things out.
Yeah.
Because, we don't want to stay at T-ball. We definitely don't want to stay at Honk Ball.
No.
And living our lives in utter chaos.
No, yeah.
Knowing that we're playing the game of baseball, but not knowing anything about it. Not using the guidebook or the coaches or the umpires, but we're at least playing the game.
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to be there.
No.
But as each league progresses in the sport, it gets harder. It gets more serious. You have to dedicate more time to it. Mm-hmm. You have to study it more. You got to practice it more. All of those things. And as we progress in our faith, we should be doing those same things.
Yeah.
Maybe we start out in Sunday school with a Sunday school teacher, but then as we grasp an understanding, we need to move on to the next level up.
Yeah. It's like, it's the analogy of you can't be bottle fed forever.
Right.
You have to move on to solids.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to grow strong in the faith, you got to eat some meat.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You need the person to come alongside you. I think it's I can't think off the top of my head because this isn't something that I even thought to look up before we started recording. Like it just kind of popped into my head. It's very biblical. You can find it over and over and over and over in the Bible to have a teacher, to have a mentor.
Yes.
To have someone that is
discipleship.
teaching you. Yeah, discipleship.
Yes.
But Paul and Timothy, Elijah and Elisha, like
yes,
Old Testament, New Testament.
Relationships are everywhere.
But having that older, wiser person that is teaching you and helping you to grow in your faith, it's over and over and over in the Bible. And maybe you have learned to the capacity that person has to give. Maybe you're ready to move on to someone else who knows a different area better or who can take you deeper into your relationship with a different kind of study, a different kind of mentorship. Maybe you need to take yourself to that next level. Maybe you're still sitting under a teacher that you still don't understand what they're saying because you yourself are not putting in the time. I know that Avery, the coach, can tell her over and over and over that she needs to bend her knee when she is batting. And she repeatedly, for 2 years now, stiff leg. She straightens both legs and it's a stiff leg and it affects how she bats. It affects her swing. Her swing is not as powerful because she's not bending her knees. Dusty has told her to bend her knees, and she's had 2 or 3 different coaches now that tell her, you need to bend your knee. You need to bend your knees. And she refuses to do it. Now, she's not going to get more power in her swing until she learns how to bend that knee. Well, we're not going to get more power in our lives until we learn how to bend that knee and do whatever it is that we're being coached by a pastor or the Holy Spirit. If we're ignoring that and not doing the thing, then we're not going to grow. We're not going to get deeper in that relationship. We got to be willing to bend the knee.
Yes.
Which makes me think of the meme of like every parent trying to dress their toddler.
Yes.
Bend the knee. But it's an ever changing, which seems contradictory because, everyone says God never changes. He's always the same. He is constant. He never changes. But our relationship with him can be constantly changing and constantly growing and constantly getting deeper and better.
I mean, I
and
feel
bigger.
like we could just look at the disciples, each one of their relationship with Jesus and how their individual relationship with him and how they changed
Right.
from the time that they met Jesus to the time Jesus died.
Yeah.
And then Jesus comes back and he says, now go and make disciples of the nations. Like,
Right.
make disciples. So like, he is now commanding them, like, you've been a disciple and now I want you to go out because now I'm not here with you. Now I'm going to make a place for you in heaven. And he's saying, go out and spread the word.
Right.
And make disciples.
Right.
I've modeled it for you. Now go.
Right. And, Paul tells the churches the same things, basically.
Yeah.
Like he does. He goes, he starts the churches, but then in his letters, he's constantly, hey, that's not what I meant. Stop doing this. This is awesome, though. Keep doing this. And hey, let's try this out. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you have been called as the church to do.
Yes.
Now go share it with everyone.
But, I mean, I think it's important to remember who Paul started out as.
Right?
Paul was not always Paul.
Right.
Paul was Saul.
Yeah.
And Saul was not a good dude.
Right. He wasn't even playing honk ball.
No. He wasn't even trying to play honk ball.
Yeah.
So not only did he graduate up through, like, he got to the major leagues, but he changed his name.
Yeah.
Because he was so not Saul anymore.
Right.
Now he was a disciple of Jesus, and he was going out to make disciples of his own, and he was so following the Lord, and he was so, like, in it to win it. Like, he was so major league.
Talk about like a 180. Like,
Yeah.
no, we're changing everything.
Yes.
We're cutting this off. This is not who I am anymore, which is what we're supposed to do.
Title of this podcast, Paul didn't play honk ball.
Right. Like, that is the ultimate example of what we are called to do. We are supposed to leave behind our former self. Like, he went to the extent of having his name changed.
Yes.
Leaving his former self.
Yeah.
And becoming a completely new person. And working his way through all the leagues until he's like the Babe Ruth of our analogy.
Yes. The Babe Ruth of discipleship.
Right. He's the one that could point to the outfield. But I think there are a lot of people who are not paying attention to what league they're in.
Yes. Or
They don't know that they're playing honk ball. They don't know that there's a difference between playing honk ball and playing in the pros.
Or they are in, like, they're already in kid pitch, but they're still trying to play honk ball.
Yeah.
Like, no. No. You don't get to go backwards, guys. When you've leveled up. You've got to stay in your league.
You do. You can't go backwards.
No.
I know a lot of people that have gone backwards.
Yeah, but
I know
they're in
people
the
that
wrong
have
league.
gone from, let's say, high school baseball all the way back down to honk ball.
Yeah,
or have just said, I'm done with this.
But that's the thing. It doesn't make you go back down.
No.
You're just an 18-year-old playing a 3-year-old's game.
Right.
It's obvious to everyone there that you are not on the right field.
Right. Man, when you say it in age,
Yeah.
it's like burn.
It's true though.
Like, ooh, wow.
Like we all know.
That makes it seem so much more harsh. Like, don't be a 39-year-old playing the 3-year-old game.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit. Like it just made it like so much like more like in my brain when you threw the ages
your
out
mom
there
is
like
not
that.
out there running the bases with you.
Right.
No. You're 40.
Yes.
You're 40. Act like it.
And I tell you what, as the older person trying to do the honk ball,
you're 40 and you have the book. You have the book. You've studied the book.
It's super frustrating.
We're not going to close the book and go back to honk ball.
Right.
No, that is a tiny field for tiny people.
And it is tiny.
Yeah.
It is a tiny field.
I'm sorry. Soapbox. No.
Yeah.
Act your age.
But even being the person who is aware of
your spiritual age, guys,
of the way that the game is played with older kids, or even being a huge fan of Major League Baseball, like, and I understand baseball and the rules and the way the game is supposed to be played, and that there's a lineup even for batting, like having to go and. Let's not lie. I'm the one that was playing honk ball.
You were so frustrated.
I was so frustrated. Y'all, my kid had the ball in his hand, and I had to pick his arm up by the forearm and bring it back and make the motion, the throwing motion with his hand so that he would throw the ball.
Might I suggest this? Maybe some of the reason that some of you guys are super frustrated and unhappy and dissatisfied with where you are in life right now is because you're a Major League Baseball player trying to play honk ball.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because you've got the skill set and the knowledge of at least a high school.
Calling.
Yeah, and the calling to play in the majors.
And you're trying to play honk ball.
You're out on a honk ball field. What are you doing? I'm not trying to be judgmental at this point, but this is your wake up call right now. Mm-hmm. Are you frustrated because you're on a honk ball field? Look around.
I mean, right now, you're saying that, and right now I'm thinking, man, what level of this game am I being called to? And I know that I'm sticking myself at T-ball.
I know what,
because I don't want a ball being thrown at my face.
I know what level you're supposed to be called to.
I don't want a ball being thrown at my face. I want it right there, perched real pretty on that tee in front of me, so I can just hit it.
Mm-mm.
That's where my comfort zone is.
That's why you're bored.
I don't want a 99-mile-an-hour fastball being thrown at my face. That's not just not being bored. That's panic attack at home plate.
Yeah, well, God did not create you to
if
be
I
safe.
would move past T-ball and go into the coach pitch and go into the kid pitch and then, teenager and progress with it, then by the time you get there, you're used to the ball being thrown at your face.
You enjoy it. Because you know what's coming and you know what your skill is and you trust the bat that you're holding.
Yes.
And you trust your footing.
Yes.
Because you know what you stand on. I'm done with my analogy. I'm done with my soapbox. But if you know who you know who you are. That just stung a little bit if that was
just
you.
A little bit. Well, it did sting a little bit. Thank you very much.
Some of us are riding the bench on the league that we're supposed to be on.
Right?
Because our shoulder's a little sore.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm in the league I'm supposed to be in. Maybe I'm supposed to go up a league. But I've definitely been riding the bench.
Mm-hmm.
cheering everyone on,
mean,
though. I
really-
mean, I'm a good I'm a team player.
Yes.
For sure.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
in your relationship with God, we all have the potential to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely no reason why our relationship with God should ever stop growing.
Right.
What you're doing with it has the potential to change and go up until you can't go up anymore.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I go between riding the bench or just warming up in the bullpen.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think
This
my
doesn't
shoulder
feel right.
My shoulder's not warm enough. I don't know.
I don't like this. That's
no.
no.
I think it needs some.
That was
rest.
uncomfortable.
It needs
There was some
rest.
pain there.
Yeah. It's not there. Rotator cuff injury. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. I may need to sit this season out. I don't know. I'll cheer though.
Right?
I am here. I have suited up. I'm here.
You know,
I did the warm-ups with everybody.
yeah. One of the dads on Avery's team, the first fall ball that we played, he was a coach of another team.
Mm-hmm.
And he hasn't coached. He has not been a head coach since then. But he's always, one of the dad coaches on the team. He is the best mat talker to those kids that I have ever seen. And I mean, we went to Alito where sports are huge, and we've seen coaches that are really good at encouraging.
Yes.
Not all of them, but there were a lot of coaches that were really good at encouragement.
Coach Warren.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And this dad is an amazing mat talker to both teams. He'll call the number of the girl on the other team and tell them exactly what they did that was such a good job.
We had a dad on our team last season. He ended up being one of our good friends, one
Right.
of our good parent friends, and he would call out the number and tell him would cheer for both sides.
And it's so encouraging.
Every time his son would look at him like, "Why are you talking to the other team?"
Right? Because they did good. They need to know that they did good. And it lifts the spirits
Oh yeah.
of everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that you as a parent, when your kid gets called out that they did something good, you're like, yeah, that's right. But I'm still trying to figure out why he's not coaching. I feel like he's not playing at his level. But I'm definitely not going to go call him out at the next practice and be like, excuse me.
No.
You're not playing at your level, sir. No, definitely not. But it's important to be a good mat talker. It really is. But maybe that's not all you're called to do.
No. I've got it down. Otherwise, I wouldn't be growing anymore.
Right.
Because I've got mat talking down to a science. I can mat talk each person to their individual strengths.
Yeah.
In my sleep.
Yeah.
From my bed.
I
Just
need to
give
work
me a phone.
on the voicing of my mat talk. I need to work on delivering the mat talk. I can think it in my head all day long, but I have a really hard time going and actually saying it to the people.
As a matter of
Unless
fact,
it's a game.
I mean, I teach water babies. Really, the reason that I love teaching water babies is because I get to encourage
You get
parents.
to encourage, yeah.
It's really all that's all it is. It's about encouraging the parents. When I boiled it down, I was like, I love the babies, but really I'm there to encourage the parents.
Yeah.
And that kind of sums it up for me. So yeah, no, I need to step outside of that.
Yeah.
It's time for
You
Amanda
too.
to go on a journey
Yes.
of Amanda being more in the spotlight, and Amanda's not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hot.
Yeah.
They're bright.
Yeah. It's sweaty. And most likely not in the water.
I'm sure that there are other places that we could go with this honk ball
I feel like we've
analogy,
talked
but I
it
think
to
that we've
death.
covered it pretty
Yeah.
well with the point
Yes.
that we
Mhm.
wanted to make.
Paul didn't play honk ball.
Paul didn't play honk ball, and neither should you.
No. Truth. Truth.
I don't even want to go back to the next game, y'all.
No. Christy
But we
doesn't want to
will.
play honk ball.
We got a few more. We will finish the season. And then I might coach next year
You should.
because it's not as involved as I thought it was going to be.
Well, the coach wouldn't be as involved as the parent.
Right. I mean, I watched the coaches of the other teams and they were no more involved than any other parent on the field. So now that I know what honk ball is,
You're
perfectly capable
like, oh,
of,
I got this.
of coaching. I got this.
Okay, you guys. Well, we love you. We encourage you. Get out there. Start reading your Bible.
Move up. Move up in your league.
Level up. Level up. Yes. Yeah, we need to come up with a new. Maybe we need to make our own song. We need to come up with a level up song.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Follow us on social media at Send Help Podcast. Go to our website, thesendhelppodcast.com. And we will see you next week. Bye.